Alright guys, so one of you sent me this video because you wanted me to react to this new announcement from the Daily Wire. Now, the Daily Wire, if you guys don't know, that is Ben Shapiro's company. I'm not sure if he actually owns it or is he just, maybe an executive there or chief editor there or whatever, right? But it's his company, and, Matt Walsh and Michael Knowles and some other guys also work for that company as well too, Candace Owens. So they're big kind of conservative, media company, okay? And lately, they've expanded their business and branched out into other sectors as a way to kind of expand their business. I mean, they're making movies now, right? So they're an entertainment company as well too, right? And they just made a new announcement that they're actually getting in a new market. And one of the reasons why they're expanding their business into these new markets is in response to woke corporate America alienating their customers, right? It is clear that woke corporate America hates conservatives. For whatever reason, they don't believe that conservatives have money, right? They believe that everybody in this society that has money happens to be woke. That's why they go out here and they virtue signal their wokeness, right? And what I like to call this is woke capitalism. And woke capitalism, quite simply, is just the pursuit of profit under the guise of moral obligations, right? That's what it is. Okay, because these companies act like they care about so-called people of color. They act like they care about LGBTQ. They act like they care about human rights. But that's not what they actually really care about. What they actually really care about is the bottom line. And they think that virtue signaling their wokeness is going to help their bottom line. Okay, that's what they think. That's why you have these companies like Nike that is woke, but, hey, they're totally fine with what's going on in China, right? They're totally fine with how their shoes are made. Okay, but again, woke capitalism over the last year or so has kind of been kicked into overdrive. As we've seen companies come out here and not just protest individuals like Trump, right? There's a lot of companies after January 6th that say, hey, we don't want anything to do with Trump, or we don't want to run our ads on anything pro-Trump or whatever. You also have these companies standing up specifically against Republican legislation. Okay, you see what's happening right now in Florida with the so-called Don't Say Gay bill or the parental rights education bill and what Disney is doing there, right? We saw what happened with the MLB All-Star game, okay, and Delta Airlines, right? How in response to the GOP voting laws, they decided that they were going to try to boycott in some way, right? That they were going to protest in some way. They were going to virtue signal in some way, okay? So, yeah, we're seeing this happen all over the place, right? These companies have been overtly political. And because of that, that has affected people like me, right, who is conservative, who, make a living from advertising on my content, right? And a lot of these advertisers say, hey, we don't even want to advertise on conservative content. And that is what happened to the Daily Wire. And this commercial right here is the Daily Wire's response to the woke razor company, Harry's, that decided to stop advertising with them because their values didn't align. And I think that this is actually the greatest response ever. Let's take a look.
Do you remember when there were two genders and only 1.5 of them had to shave their mustaches? Oh, hi. I'm Jeremy Boring, CEO and God King of the Daily Wire. Harry's Razors used to advertise on our shows. They're a great product, and we were happy to do it. That's before some peon who works for me went and said that boys are boys and girls are girls. And that was just too much for Harry's.
Sounds like that was Matt Walsh, right? It could have been any one of them, right? Could have been any one of them. But Matt Walsh, he's the one that goes the hardest on that.
They condemned our views. Views held by millions of Americans and virtually every human who's walked the planet until about 15 minutes ago.
Facts. Facts. Right? Everybody acts like this whole, a man is a man, a woman is a woman thing is new, right? It's like, no. We all agree that this was a fact for literally millennia, okay? We all agreed upon that. But hey, in 2022, apparently that's not the case anymore.
As inexcusable. And they dropped their ads from our network because of what they called values misalignment. You're damn right our values are misaligned. And it's not just Harry's either. Gillette razors used to be the best a man could get. Then they decided that men are too toxic. Unless you're the kind of man who teaches his daughter to shave her beard. If that makes sense to you, keep buying Gillette.
Facts. You know, it's funny. Gillette did shoot themselves in the foot by attacking their own audience. They made like an ad about like Me Too, okay, and going after toxic masculinity, right? So basically, they just started attacking the people that are buying their razors. They advertised towards men, and they said, hey, no, you men, y'all need a pep talk, right? We need to mansplain to you about Me Too, okay? And we need to mansplain to you about how you are toxic, okay? That masculinity is toxic. Again, this is coming from the same company that was like, hey, this is the best a man could get, right? And for whatever reason, they fell for the wokeness trap and decided that, hey, we need to try to target millennials. We need to try to target this person, that person, right? We need to be inclusive, right? And they turned off their own audience, right? A whole lot of people was like, you know what? I don't like Gillette anymore because they talking down to us, right? They talking down to the people that buy their razors. Again, I don't know what's up with these companies, man.
But if you've had enough of the woke bullshit and you're tired of paying companies like Harry's and Gillette to hate you,
You got Elon Musk playing cool.
then buy my new razor instead. Behold Jeremy's razors. Yes, they're real. Yes, they're fabulous. But Jeremy, you say, you're a svelte silver fox with a salt and pepper beard that's the envy of lesser men. You're damn right I am. And I want to be clear that shaving with the Jeremy's razor won't actually make you look more like me.
Yes, you're giving me fierce, you're giving me power.
Could make you look more like this guy, though. And that's the most homoerotic moment you'll ever get from a Jeremy's razor commercial. What kind of man shaves with a Jeremy's razor? I don't know. How about cowboys, firefighters, those guys that shot Osama bin Laden? I mean, no, none of those guys have ever even heard of a Jeremy's razor, but imagine how much more manly they'd be if they had.
Bruh, this commercial is amazing.
Right now, you're probably wondering if this whole thing is a joke. Sure it is. That doesn't mean it isn't real, or that it won't be the best shave of your life. Harry's Razors doesn't want your business. I do. They seem to hate you, and I can't say that I love you, but I don't mean you any specific harm.
Basically what he's saying, he's like, listen, we're not going to attack you, right? We're not going to attack you for who you are, right? We're not going to launch personal attacks against you while at the same time trying to sell a product, right? And if you notice when he opened up the box for the razor, it was like, shut up and shave, right? Which I think what he's saying there is that, listen, nobody wants to hear your political nonsense. Nobody wants to hear your political opinion. Just shave, right? Just shave, okay? The product is there for shaving, right? The product doesn't have anything to do with politics. Now, who knows how they're going to market Jeremy's razors, right? They may market it as like, anti-woke or whatever, but it sounds to me like he's probably just going to focus on, hey, you know what? We're not woke, right? We're not going to attack you for who you are, right? When you're buying our product, okay? So I find this to be fascinating and hilarious at the same time.
Our country's in trouble. Conservatives are being canceled by Hollywood, the media, universities, and now Harry's Razors. Stop giving your money to woke corporations who don't think you deserve their product. Give it to me instead.
Shut up and shave.
Head over to IHateHarrys.com and pre-order your Founders Series razor and shaving cream set today.
Yeah, I mean, that reminds me of the Dollar Shave commercials, right? The Dollar Shave ones, the old school ones back in the day. But I agree with what Daily Wire is doing. This is what we have to do at this point, okay? We have to have our own businesses, our own brands that are anti-woke, okay? That aren't going to come out here and, again, attack people personally that buy their products or, just woke virtue signal for no reason, right? Making a bunch of commercials that have nothing to do with the actual product and how good the product is, but more to do with, whatever type of political nonsense that is popular to push in the moment. I think a lot of people get tired of it. A lot of people get fed up with it, right? So I support the Daily Wire and what they're doing. They're starting their own media company. They're starting their own razors. They're starting all types of things and expanding their business because they understand that there's a need in the market for not woke companies, right? And that's what people are clamoring for. They want an alternative to these woke companies that simply hate them, right? So I love what Daily Wire is doing here, and I 100% support it. That's part of the reason why I'm doing the video, because I want people to be aware that, hey, you know, here's a not woke razor company that, you know, maybe people can, you know, check out if they want to, you know, switch their razor from Gillette or Harry's or whatever. I think it's a great idea. 100% support it. Because at this point, you know, we live in a time period where, unfortunately, this is what you got to do, right? This is what you got to do. People think that conservatives don't have money, right? And that they don't buy stuff and they're wrong. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a black conservative perspective. Peace.